Gonna try going on the back?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
She got pretty pissed.
Yeah, I spent probably $150 on different beard stuff.
Wow. Yeah. We are live, inmates. It's been a while. Did you miss us?
We miss you.
You probably noticed that Monica's not here tonight, unfortunately. Her husband is having back surgery, so wish him the best, speedy recovery, all of that.
Yeah.
We're about to get into the corpse vanishes. See my coffee mug for Christmas?
Oh, nice.
Pretty
American
cool, huh?
Horror Story.
American Horror Story coffee mug I got for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
I can wait. You continue grooming yourself.
Well, you know.
Yeah, you know, you gotta do something.
It's not easy looking this good. I'm just kidding. I'm only a shot in and...
Me too. The Corpse Vanishes. Anybody out there seen The Corpse Vanishes from 1942?
I wonder how many people have actually seen this, even back in the day. I mean, like, how popular...
It had star power. Bela Lugosi was in it. Huh. And this is only 11 years off of Dracula, so... There's definitely... I would imagine there was a pretty good turnout for it. All right, well, should we get started then? With The Corpse Vanishes?
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up live on my phone.
Oh, yeah, so we can monitor the people that are not watching.
Right? Is there anybody out there?
Anybody out there?
Is there anybody out there?
Somebody's watching. I don't know who it is. But I appreciate you, mysterious person. I think I made a tactical error in shaving the beard. Who is that? Stevesy! Thanks for tuning in, Stevie. We're about to get into The Corpse Vanishes.
Did you check out The Corpse Vanishes, Stevie?
It's public domain, so
yeah.
It's on YouTube.
On
you can
YouTube.
Watch it for free anytime you want. It's only about an hour. It's a little over an hour long, so you can knock it out on your lunch break.
There we go.
Or whenever you feel like watching it.
Yo! Oh,
yeah,
turn that down. What the hell? It's already down.
I can't turn it down.
And it went down again. That was weird. It like went up and then back down. All right. Anyway.
All right. Let's get this party started.
All right, Stevie. You're the only one on right now. Congratulations.
There's 3 people on.
Oh.
Whoever these mysterious people are, I never even heard of it. May check it out though.
It's not scary.
It's not. It's well, we'll get into that. It's I don't know what to tell you.
It was all right, though.
It's fine. I mean, it's an hour long, you know? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's good when you're doing laundry, dishes.
And you can watch it for free anytime you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
The Corpse Vanishes. Now listen here, you.
Ladies weren't too bad in it either.
Not really, except for the doctor's wife, the Baroness, or the Countess.
Oh, yeah.
She kind of had a weird face on her.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little ragged.
Yeah. Who's that? Gene.
All right, Gene. We can start now. He's here.
Now. We were waiting just for you, Gene.
Phew, finally.
We don't get this show started until Gene shows up.
I know. We were about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Like, well, Gene's not coming on.
He's not showing up. We're just going to fucking get out of here. Call us when you're ready, Gene. All right. Let's get this show started here.
Oh.
Mic's on. You're going to have to move that closer.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That a boy.
Is that better?
Yeah. That's right, inmates. We are talking about The Corpse Vanishes from 1942. This one stars Bela Lugosi, Luana Walters, and Tris Coffin. It's directed by Wallace Fox and is written by Sam Robbins. It got 4.4 stars on IMDb.
I think that's low, actually.
Well, I think the classics tend to get a little bit more credit.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than they deserve. Not that that's the case this time, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's fine. It's about an hour long, so it's an hour long. You know,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're looking for like some kind of a magnum opus from 1942. Watch Gone with the Wind. That'll bore you to tears, and it'll kill an 8-hour shift if you got to sit through the whole goddamn thing. if you got an hour to kill and you want to get yourself some Bela Lugosi, a classic horror movie, this is a good way to go. Anyway, let's get into it. So we start off with a wedding procession, and the guy, they're saying their vows up there at the altar, and right off the bat, the groom is staring right at the camera. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Just locked dead onto the camera. He's like, boom.
Yeah, I got this.
His wife is right here, and the priest is right in front of him, and he's just staring at the camera, like. And then his wife. Okay, so what happens is they're doing their vows, and then halfway through,
she looked bored.
I don't think you could even see her face. I didn't even see her face. I was wondering why this clown is making eye contact with me.
She had this look like.
Well,
why am I here?
You'll find out why in a second, because halfway through her vows, she passes out and hits the floor. Mm-hmm. And the funny part is the groom, who is deadlocked on the camera, is like, "Oh, Cheryl, are you okay?"
Yep.
What the fuck is this guy doing? Staring at the camera.
Right. Oh, this is my cue. I got
it. I'm acting. That's right. There's a camera here.
Right.
Anyway. So the bride goes down, hits the deck, and fortunately there happens to be a doctor on the premises, so he checks her out, and unfortunately pronounces her dead at that exact moment.
On the spot.
So the priest is like, "Shall we call an ambulance?" And the doctor's like, "You can go ahead and call the coroner because this bitch is dead." Mm-hmm. So they do that. They load the dead body of the bride up into a truck, and they take it out there, and once they load it into the truck, you see old Bela Lugosi in the back of the truck with a shit-eating grin on his face, like, yeah. They load her into the back of the truck, and then the truck takes off. But like 5-10 minutes later, the coroner shows up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here for the dead body." And they're like, "Oh, we sent it off with your guys a couple minutes ago." And he's like, "I don't fucking know. I just got here. Where's the dead guy?" And they're like, "No, we sent him. So somebody took the dead body. I don't know where." Mm-hmm. And then from there, we get like a bunch of those old-timey newspaper headlines flying at you. Remember how they used to do that?
Oh, yeah.
And it was...
that was pretty good.
You like that? It's for our 3D viewers. So what we find out is that there has been a rash of killings of young brides, mm-hmm. and their dead bodies are mysteriously vanishing immediately after death.
Like, who does that?
This is like the fourth in a row, too. Now, okay. I realize this is 1942, and, we only have an hour to play around with here, so we have to keep it real tight. But there's some questions here, like, why aren't the police involved? Right. Number one. I don't think we saw a cop in this whole... Well, yeah, we did, but that's not till later.
Later.
But why isn't, like, some detective work being done here, and why isn't this being at least looked at by anybody other than the newspaper, right? Anyway.
Who steals corpses?
Why would you steal a corpse? Why would... black market body harvesting, stem cell research. Well, we'll get into that in a second. Cannibalism. Anyway, now that you mention it, there's quite a few reasons to steal a dead guy. But
stupid question.
Well, there's a will, there's a way. Buddy.
That's right.
But we're going to get into necrophilia.
Necrophilia, yeah.
Who is that? Tony? You're right, Tony. But you went there. We didn't.
That's right.
So remember that shit, Tony.
A for effort.
It seems like in old movies there was always a doctor no more than 5 feet away. That's true.
Yeah.
And something else that always happened. It's a good thing because in these old movies, a chick faints every 5 seconds.
Oh, man.
Right? I've never seen a woman faint in my entire life.
Oh.
Easy. You got to get some Pedialyte in you. Anyway.
Yeah, who does that?
Chicks in the 1940s. Very frail, apparently. Mentally. Anyway. So now we're going to cut across town to the local newspaper who's covering this string of bridal murders as they happen on their wedding day, and the vanishing dead bodies continue thereafter. We got a tenacious young reporter. I forget her name, but she's kind of hot. Yeah. Remember her name?
Nope.
Me neither. She's kind of hot, and...
we'll just call her kind of hot reporter.
Where's your tie? Yeah, Nez is asking where your tie is. This is how he dresses, Nez.
No, I got my Rob Zombie shirt on. Can't really see it. But you should check out Darian's tie.
Look at this.
That is pretty damn sick.
That's one of my Christmas presents. Pinhead tie. Anyway, so she's the only one putting the clues together. She's like, this is the fourth bride to die this month, and the bodies vanish mysteriously afterwards. So we got to get to the bottom of this shit. She has like a quirky photographer that follows her around.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to be like the comedy relief here, but he's a bit of a nutsack. So now we're getting ready for another wedding, and it's like a big high society deal, right?
Yeah.
Rich families all the way around, big extravagant to do, and the reporter is the only one worried really about the bride's safety. So she's like, I'm gonna get there early. I'm going to lock onto the bride, and I'm going to make sure she's safe. And if anybody happens, I'm going to get the story first because I'm the one that's paying attention to this shit.
That's right.
So that's what happens. We get a little, back and forth with the bride and the groom and all that shit. And we see the bride getting ready to get married to go meet the minister out there and say her vows when a bouquet, what do you call that? When you...
Yeah, bouquet.
Bridal bouquet shows up. And nobody thinks to ask where the bouquet came from or what's going on with this bouquet, but it's got a very exotic flower in it that nobody can seem to place.
Right.
The bride is like, oh, wow, that's nifty. I've never seen one like that before. And she's like, yeah, okay. So she goes out there to say her vows, and she's got her bouquet, and, brides carry the bouquet like a fucking samurai sword.
Yeah.
When they go out there. So it's right in her face, and she's breathing in the scent from this flower. She starts getting woozy. She gets halfway through her vows, hits the fucking floor, dead. Dead. D-E-D, dead. From the neck up. D-E-D. Dead as a doornail. So our reporter is like, well, there it is, you motherfuckers. Nobody's listening to me.
Yeah.
So I told you that shit was going to happen.
Right.
So her and her, they wheel the body out, and she's like, well, off to the morgue with you. Hopefully we don't lose your body. As that's happening, her nutty photographer guy's like, oh, well, at least I caught the bouquet. Look at this.
Yay.
And he shows the bouquet to the reporter, and she's like, that is a very peculiar flower there. I think that might have something to do with something there. So from there, we actually get like a very Quentin Tarantino situation with this dead body. So what happens is, of course, Bella's on the scene, and he wants to steal the dead body. Mm-hmm. So what happens is, but this time they're kind of ready for it, so they have a police escort taking the hearse to the morgue.
Oh.
So they're taking the hearse to the morgue. They come to a red light, and Bella or his goons have lit a car on fire down the road. So the cops, the police escort, are like, hey, wait here. We got to go check out this flaming vehicle. So the cops go to check out the flaming vehicle. Bella and his boys jump out of the bushes and hijack the hearse and steal the hearse and the dead body. Mm-hmm. Go driving off, and take the whole shit, take the whole fucking thing. Got your dead girl, and you scored yourself a brand new hearse.
That's right.
It's a win-win, except for those cops. I hope they got fired.
They got suckered.
They did. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of like a cool little Quentin Tarantino situation there. I kind of dug that. Anyway, from there, we're going to cut back to the reporter. She's now on the trail of this thing, and she's following up on this flower because it's very exotic, and she thinks... She saw the way the bride was holding it and how she got all woozy just before she hit the deck. Mm-hmm. So she's like, I want to know more about this flower. None of the bridal party can seem to identify where the flower came from.
Right.
Or what kind of flower, who provided it, who showed up with it. It's just fucking came.
Yeah, where'd it come from?
Somebody's driving around handing out random bouquets to brides. What a swell dude that guy is. So, they check out the flower. It's very rare and exotic. And turns out there's only one guy that might know anything about it. A guy by the name of Dr. Lorenz. Mm-hmm. Now, he lives in the area somewhere. Kind of far away, though. Like an hour or two away. And he's like a big botanist. And he's got like some kind of a palatial estate that he lives at. And he does his botany research and stuff like that. So she's like, all right, I'm going to take this fucking flower up there. I'm going to talk to this dude about it and find out what his problem is with this flower, what the properties of it are, if it could kill somebody. Maybe it's poisonous. I don't fucking know. So we get, and this is, again, 1942, so we get a lot of back and forth between her and her editor.
Yep.
The editor's like, look, I'm not going to have any dame snooping around this good doctor's house. And she's like, you listen to me. I'm going to scoop this story, and we're going to bring this clown to justice. And he's like, well, all right, but if you get caught, I'm going to pretend like I don't know you. And she's like, you're damn right you will, you son of a bitch. It goes, we get a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I should have written this movie.
Right?
Right? I could do it. I could do the whole accent.
It's like a speed version of it.
I mean,
pretty good.
I'm abridging the dialogue here, obviously, but that's what we get. We're finding out that this young lady is very tenacious and upbeat, and she's not taking any guff.
That's right.
So there's that.
She wants that big story.
Yes, you are late, Inky Binky Boo.
Yes, Brianna, you are very late.
How dare you? But I understand you're in trouble at the moment for staying up too late, so I'm going to let you slide this time. Anyway. She's got to like...
Yes, better late than never.
That's true. She's got to like take a bus to this other town where the doctor lives. So she takes a bus there. She gets to the bus station. When she gets there, she sees a mysterious dwarf and like a lurchy kind of a guy loading boxes up, like coffin-sized boxes. And they're like, okay, we're going to take these to the old... the doctor's house.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, Dr. Lorenz, huh? Hey, let me catch a ride with you guys. And they're like, no, if
No.
the doctor's not expecting you, then he's going to tell you to eat dicks. So just no. She's like, well, fuck you too then. And then they take off without her. She's like, fuck it, I'm not letting this shit show stop me. I'm just going to walk there. So she starts walking down this dirt road to the doctor's house, and pretty soon here comes another guy. And he stops and pulls over, and this guy's pretty cool. He's headed to the doctor's house also, which is great. And we find out that he is a doctor also, a guy by the name of Dr. Foster. Mm-hmm. He is helping Dr. Lorenz with his research. So she catches a ride with this guy.
Gene wants to know what's in your cup.
This cup?
Yes.
Wouldn't you like to know, Gene? It's just coffee, really. It's nothing too exciting. Anyway, she starts walking towards the doctor. She gets picked up by Dr. Foster, and they go to Dr. Lorenz's house. Now, right about before they get there, we're going to cut to Dr. Lorenz's house, and we're going to find out what the fuck is going on there. He would like to know, that's why he asked. Yeah, I know that, Tony. Jesus Christ. Nobody likes a smart ass, sir. Nobody. So we find out what this Dr. Lorenz is really up to. Basically, what he's doing is he gets these dead bodies of hot chicks, steals them.
But are they dead?
Yes, they are actually dead, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, he was saying they were keeping them alive in the...
I didn't get that. I thought they were all dead.
No, they were alive.
They were alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, apparently these chicks are...
Their stem cell or whatever.
He's keeping these chicks alive, apparently. And what he's doing, he's like pulling fluids out of them. I guess it was blood or...
I don't know what kind of
fluid. It
fluids.
came out of their neck. What kind of fluid? Spinal fluid, maybe?
Maybe.
He's extracting some kind of fluid out of their neck, and then he's shooting it into his wife. And that's making her younger somehow.
That's right, Tony. He said they are keeping them alive as long as they are useful.
Okay, so I guess
so
they
maybe
are
it's
alive.
a mix of both.
Okay, and then eventually he kills them.
All right, we're done with you.
We already juiced you, babe.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
That's right.
And then he shoots. Whatever this fluid is, he extracts. He shoots it into his wife, who's like this old crone. Mm-hmm. But as soon as he does that, she gets somewhat hotter, like nominally hotter. She gets younger, really, and that's not even. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the necrophilia.
Because they're still useful until...
If this movie were remade today, there would definitely be necrophilia.
Yeah.
Or at least some kind of weird paralysis porn involved.
It would have took a dark turn fast.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
There would have been like truckers involved, and hey, this one's...
Wait a minute, what was that one movie we saw where the lady was trapped, like, not really trapped, but she wasn't really dead? Dead girl?
Yeah. Yeah, the undead girl. Yeah, same thing. Mm-hmm. Except she could bite you. She could get up and punch you.
Yeah.
These chicks ain't doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's what's... He's getting some kind of fluid. He shoots it into his wife, and then she gets somewhat hotter. Now, I should mention also that his wife is batshit crazy, and we're going to find out just how crazy in a second. Because Foster and the reporter show up, and Dr. Foster's like, hey, Dr. Lorenz. Dr. Lorenz, of course, is Bela Lugosi. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, I'm here to help you with your, your experiments. And he's like, oh, great. I am so happy that you made it. And then the reporter walks in, and the wife, I guess she was a countess.
Yes, countess. Yeah.
In the credits, they call her a countess. Hey, James is in the house. Crazy is great. The countess has a mean right cross, though. And fun, only for a short time. You're exactly right, Jim. Don't let the crazy broads drag you into their crazy hole. Well, certain holes you want to get dragged into. You don't want to get dragged into the ex-boyfriend vortex of weird shit. Anyway,
Right?
so that's what happens, and like the countess is like sitting on a throne when they walk in, and the dwarf is there like dancing around. The dwarf is like, "Hey, your guests are here," and she's like, "Get your fucking hands off me!"
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as they come in, the reporter's like, "Hey, Dr. Lorenz, I'm with the paper. I was hoping I could ask you some questions about this weird flower that we found. It seems to be turning up around all these fainting brides." Out of nowhere, the countess is like, whack!
Yeah, just
smacks
slaps
her right across the face.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I don't think that was like a fake slap.
No, it
it
looked
like
real.
it connected.
Yeah,
man.
it really did.
Fucking whack! Put the pimp hand down on her.
Yeah, you know what that's like.
I do. I
Yeah,
have been slapped
multiple
many times. You can see it on our Patreon page.
That's right.
You don't even have to pay for it. We just shot a commercial of me getting the shit slapped out of me.
Yeah, and that wasn't the first take.
Would you want the midget's creepy sausage fingers all over you?
Oh my gosh, no.
It's a valid point. Buddy has a problem with dwarves.
Yes. Nope.
Which I find hilarious.
I will turn around the other way.
So that's kind of funny. It's like, hey, whoa, what are you slapping people for? And then Lorenz comes over and he's like, oh, what are you doing? You can't be slapping. He explains that his wife is kind of mentally unstable, obviously, hence the pimp hand. Pretty soon a raging storm starts kicking up outside. So Foster is like, okay, well, she asked the questions to Dr. Lorenz about the flower. He's like, it is very rare and it is hard to find. It will not grow in this part of the country. And she's like, okay, well, all right, I guess I'm going to get back to the bus station. But in 1940s, too, with the way cars were, apparently you can't drive anywhere during a storm. So now they have to put her up for the night, is what we're getting at here.
There's probably no tops.
No, I think that, I mean, we saw the car. It had one, but I don't think there was like a lot of windows. I don't know. Anyway, so now she's got to stay the night at this creepy old house. Here's the thing. Dr. Lorenz is what we call a sleep creeper. If you don't know what that is, Google image, or just Google it, and there's a shit ton of websites.
Sleep creeper.
Sleep creeper. It's dudes that get off on watching people sleep. And sometimes beat off on them or others. So,
Like that?
there you have it. So now the cool thing though is that this house has like all these interconnected like passageways and like trap doors, and you know, you walk into the closet and you come out in some other room somewhere. So that's kind of cool actually. Now another thing that we forgot to mention is that Dr. Lorenz has like his own personal like wait staff, kind of like a bunch of assistants, and it's like a murderer's row of creepy people. You got like an old lady, her son, who actually appears to be older than she is, and he's like a weird hunchback type of a dude.
Yeah, I got the Frankenstein vibe from
a little bit like a kind of like a ogre-ish kind of a guy.
Yeah.
You also have the dwarf, obviously, and then there's like a random driver guy who looks a little gangster in a weird way.
Yeah.
And these guys, all these guys just kind of do his bidding and help him dispose of bodies and stuff like that. But they're not really allowed to be seen in the house, only like in the catacombs and the passageways. So everybody goes to bed. Naturally, Lorenz starts sleep creeping on the reporter. He like pops out of her closet and then just does like the Bela Lugosi kind of stare at you for a couple minutes. And then he goes back in the closet and goes back to his crazy bitch wife. So that's great. But she saw him, is the thing. And she saw him go back into the closet, too.
Yep.
So she wakes up and she's like, okay, all right.
I got you.
Something weird is afoot here, my friends. She goes into the closet, starts trying to find her way around these catacombs and shit. Unfortunately for her, she stumbles upon the employee lounge area, which is where this band of miscreants is all hanging out. And this part gets kind of weird because also sleep creeping on her was the hunchback guy for a minute. So she's walking around through the catacombs. I got kind of confused here because she stumbles onto the employee lounge. It looks like she looks at the weirdos and they look at her, but then they all just kind of walk off. And I think we were supposed to be given the vibe that either the hunchback was following her or she was following the hunchback. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Eventually,
the hunchback was following her.
I think it's the other way around because she follows the hunchback to that weird lab where the hunchback actually goes into where the other
Well,
chicks are and
that's
starts like,
because she hid. She's like, "Oh shit, I saw you, and let me hurry up and hide." So she hid like
oh,
in a
so they
corner,
switched.
and so then the ogre went past her,
Oh, okay.
and then she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, then I'm gonna follow you,"
Oh, okay. So
because he
apparently,
went into that laboratory with a secret passage.
apparently they switched at some point.
Yes.
Said, "Hey, I followed you for a little while. Now you go, you follow me, and then I'll take you to the weird lab
Yeah.
situation." So she follows him into this lab where all these comatose hot chicks are, and he goes in there and starts like groping them and stuff. And all right, it wasn't like copping a feel. He was doing like a weird hair pet thing,
Yeah.
where he takes a clump of hair and like starts petting it.
Beautiful.
Ugh. Now that's creepy, but this guy's kind of a simpleton, and I don't think
Yes.
he would even know how to rape a young lady.
Mm-mm.
But pretty soon he hears him clambering around, so he goes down there to see what's going on. The reporter hides before Bella gets there, Dr. Lorenz, and sees Lorenz come in and confront the hunchback.
Yeah.
More or less, he strangles the hunchback, but in that weird 1940s way where you don't really put your hands around the neck. You just put your hands on the shoulders and then kind of push down.
And then you hear the noise, and the camera pans away.
And then that is supposed to be strangulation circa 1942. I don't know
Yeah.
what that's supposed to be. Darian, groping unconscious fat women. I see why you picked this movie. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Jim. If a young lady were to have a little too much to drink and fall asleep, say, on my couch, hey, what she doesn't remember,
Oh.
she may need to, loosen up the bra strap to improve circulation, is all I'm saying. It's for her benefit, Jim. Anyway, so she actually sees the doctor kill the hunchback, and she's like, "Oh fuck this, dude! I gotta get out of here." She goes back up to her room and kind of like barricades the door and hides out till the next morning. Next morning comes around, Dr. Foster shows up, and she's like, "Hey, I'm ready to go. Are you guys ready to go? Yes, let's get the fuck out of here." So he takes her back to the bus station. Once they get safely out of the house to the bus station, she comes clean and tells him exactly what she saw.
Yeah.
He's trying to write the whole thing off like it was a dream. He's like, "Oh, you're under stress and there was a storm and
Well, no, he was hypnotized.
yeah, or hypnotized or something like
Yeah.
that." So that's what's going on. She gets back to the newspaper and tells them what's going on, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, that's a pretty cockamamie story there, but well, I don't know. What do you think we should do?" So at the newspaper, and this would normally be the police. This is where the cops would get involved, right? But at the newspaper, they hatch this ingenious scheme instead to catch this guy. What they're going to do is they're going to stage their own wedding, right? They're going to hire an actress to play the groom or the bride, and they're going to advertise it. They're going to put pictures of her all over the newspapers. It's going to be great. They're going to lure Lorenz into this sting operation type of a thing.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So they do that. They hire the actress. They set up the wedding. It's all beautiful. About this time, Foster shows back up, and he's like, "You know what? I think you're right. I think there's probably something weird going on there at the Lorenz house."
Mm-hmm.
So he's now on the reporters team, is what we're saying.
It's going to be a big story.
Big story is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So they set up this fake wedding. They hire the actress. Everything. It's time for their big wedding day. Naturally, Lorenz and his goons are creeping around on the outside. They're thinking they're going to bag themselves another hot young body.
Yeah.
What happens is, as the bride is getting ready, somebody shows up with a mysterious bouquet again, and the reporter's like, "I got you now,
I
you fucker.
recognize that.
I got
flower.
you now, you motherfuck." She steps into a side room to warn the bride, where Lorenz is waiting for the reporter. He puts like a rear naked choke on her and says, "Okay, you there, wise ass. I don't want your fake ass bride. I'm going to take you instead."
Yeah.
So he like chokes her out, puts her like loads her up in the back of the car, and they go speeding off. Foster, now this part is really dumb. Moments before that, Foster asks the reporter to marry him. They've spent one night together, and they spent most of that night was just her creeping around catacombs and stuff. I think they've exchanged all of 6 lines of dialogue since they've known each other. And he's
Yeah.
popping the big question right there on the spot.
I just wish I was our
Maybe me and you could try this one day. What the? All right.
Creep.
All right. That's how bad decisions are made, right there.
Yeah. Well, it was 1942.
That's
So.
true. You don't. You're not supposed to think about this stuff.
That's right.
So Lorenz now has the reporter, and he's hauling ass back to the compound or mansion or whatever it is. The cops were there waiting for him. So as he's leaving, there's a big shootout, and that dwarf gets shot by the cops.
Right in the back.
Yeah. As Lorenz is speeding away, the dwarf is like, "Don't leave me! Woo, don't leave me!" And then he dies. So he gets back to the compound. Foster is there, and he knows exactly where he's going. So he's like, "Come on, cops, let's all go back to Lorenz's place. That's exactly where he's taking her." So the cops and Foster and everybody else goes hauling ass after Lorenz. They know exactly where he's going. So now we're going to cut to Lorenz's place. Gets there, wakes up Rachel. She's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he's like, "Now, my dear, I'm afraid I have some use for you after all." And he's got his big ass syringe. He's like, "I'm going to pull that juice out of your neck and give it to the old lady here so she gets off my back." The reporter starts like squirming around trying to get out. And this is where things get a little nuttier. Now, you'll remember about 10 minutes ago, we talked about how Lorenz killed the hunchback who was the old lady's son.
Yep.
And she did not approve of that at all. She really, I guess she loved him, and she's like, probably shouldn't have done that. Now she's going to take her revenge because Lorenz is just on the point of pulling the neck juice out of the reporter when the old lady pops up behind him and sticks him in the back a couple of times.
Yeah.
Now, the Countess is there, but now she's like in old crone mode. So she's like, "Give me that shit. You got to give it to me. I'm going to wither away and die." But Lorenz has just been stabbed in the back, so he's like, "Fucking God damn it. Shit." And he's got the syringe, and she's like, "Just give it to me. I'll do it." Lorenz keels over and dies. The old lady is like, "Fuck it. I'll do it myself."
Yep.
Unfortunately, now her age is like catching up to her in a weird way. So she kind of, the reporter gets free and they kind of struggle for a second. And then the old lady just kind of collapses where, the Countess collapses where the old lady was already collapsed. So the old lady's down there. They're both underneath like the operating table. The old lady just pulls the knife out of Lorenz and starts sticking the Countess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the reporter sees this whole shit and she's like, "Oh, boom, right back
Another
down.
faint
Another
episode.
faint." And then about that time, Dr. Foster, along with the cops, come rushing in and they're like, "Well, I guess everything's done here. The bad guys are dead and she's fine, so we're going to call it a day. We're going to call this one a bit of a mulligan, is what it is." And that's pretty much the end of your movie, right there. Right?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
Nope.
That's
it was an hour.
Yeah, it's an hour long. Really, this could be an episode of Tales from the Crypt, I feel like.
Yeah.
In a half hour. It's not bad. It's 1940.
Probably more like Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Yeah, a little bit with like the suspense, noir type of stuff. Not bad. It's an hour long and it's 1942. So you can watch it for free anytime you want. It's on YouTube. Is that where you watched it? It's on YouTube. Black and white, of course. Oh, Crease is in the house.
Hey, Crease.
I can honestly say that I got drunk as fuck with the old padded room crew, took off my own bra, and nothing unwelcome happened.
All right, then.
That's true. I have seen Crease. I've not seen her naked, but she did take her bra off in front of me once.
All right.
And that happened, Crease. There you have it. If I was wearing a bra, I would be more than comfortable taking it off in front of you.
Okay.
Was her favorite because she was easy to snuggle. The midget was a son too. I think the midget was her favorite, and that's why she killed Bella. That's possible.
Yeah,
it's never. I mean, if it did mention any kind of a collusion between them, it seemed to me, Tony, that the midget was fucking with the hunchback a lot. I don't think anybody particularly liked the hunchback except for the old lady. So either way, I mean,
although that could be like brother, like fun
sibling
kind of
sibling rivalry. Yeah, I could see that too. I don't know. I don't
know.
It's weird.
It wasn't explained. So
no, and,
they were just in that weird basement room.
Yeah, the employee lounge.
Yeah,
which was kind of weird. They all had candles. They're all sleeping in the same like bedding area.
Yeah.
I hope he had a good 401k plan.
Right.
Because I seriously doubt he's paying enough for the kind of work they were doing.
And hopefully she had life insurance on him.
She'll be rich.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for your movie. It's
Hmm.
not bad. It's dated as shit, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Bella is an equal opportunity employer. That's true.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's right.
He did hire the handicap,
Hmm.
obviously. So there's that. If you're okay with disposing of the bodies of attractive young women, you, as one of the perks, you get to grope their hair in a weird way, which I don't think would be sexually satisfying at all. At least to me. I don't know. I don't know what some people are into out there.
Yeah.
It's The Corpse Vanishes. Check it out. It's kind. I feel like it's kind of like horror lineage in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of those movies that came after Dracula for Bela Lugosi, but before Abbott and Costello. I mean, that Bela Lugosi only played Dracula in two movies:
Hmm.
Dracula, 1931, and then Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, which I think was 1945 ish, somewhere in there. But this is one of those ones that fell in between. So he didn't get a lot of work in the in between there in the interim because from what I hear, he was a bit of a dick and hard to work with.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's true. That's just what I heard. Anyway,
Maybe that's why this movie was only an hour long.
probably they couldn't. They had more.
We can't take it anymore.
They had
Let's
a
just
whole
end
other,
it.
much longer script in mind, but then they're like,
Yeah.
"Fucking this guy,
Yeah.
get him the fuck out! The movie's over. Get the fuck out of here."
That's right.
It could be, man. All right, inmates, we're going to take us a little break. We'll come back with some other stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, inmates.
All right, you should show off that tie one more time.
We're gonna
That's a
see
pretty kick-ass tie.
This is my one of my Christmas presents. Pinhead Hellraiser tie. What do you think? That is, look at that. It's silk, too.
Pretty sick.
Woo!
Hmm.
I'm only going to wear it for this show. That's the only time I'll wear it.
Really?
Yeah, I got to go to I got another Christmas party coming up this Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I got to wear. I'm gonna have to wear something nice. It's not gonna be this tie though.
Hmm.
This is a padded room exclusive right here, boys and
Wow.
girls. Boom. From my mother-in-law of all people. Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Monica's not here again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the new year has come and gone, so her husband is having surgery right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully
Hopefully everything's going well.
next week we can get back to the regular trifecta, keep
Yes.
us all on schedule, you know.
Hmm. Find out who she is.
I have no idea.
Me either.
I don't even remember the clues, to be honest with you. Wouldn't this Saturday be a Martin Luther King birthday? It's a weird thing, Tony. It's my wife's work. They didn't want to have a Christmas party before Christmas, so yeah, you're probably right. It should probably be like a Martin Luther King thing, but they're doing like a white elephant thing. You probably shouldn't celebrate
Yeah.
somebody. Well, it was his birthday, so maybe you should. I don't know.
Yeah. You said a white elephant?
Yeah. You definitely don't want to do that on Martin Luther King Day.
Right?
Not to get all racial or anything, but
Do you have a Candyman tie?
it's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love the original Buffy reference. Did we
Did you do a Buffy
Did we
reference?
have a Buffy reference? What are you talking
Well,
about,
yeah,
Crease?
Yeah, what was a Buffy
I
reference?
don't remember a Buffy reference.
Not intentionally, anyway.
Me neither. I will say I never actually got around to watching the Buffy the Vampire TV show.
I've seen a few.
I never got into it. I did like the original movie though with Christy Swanson
Oh, yeah.
and Rutger Hauer. I thought that was pretty good. I feel like if I ever did get into the show, I would probably dig it.
Maybe they should just redo it.
They've talked about it.
Kind of like they did with Sabrina.
Yeah, they've talked about it.
Yeah.
Make it darker.
That'd be
A
cool.
lot less with the fucking teen drama.
Yes.
Like that's a turnoff, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're some kind of a pervo. Buddy, 1 to 10, how were the two chicks? Christy Swanson, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler was in that?
F1, marry one, kill one. Okay. Well, Jim, have you seen Christy Swanson lately?
Mm-mm.
She's still pretty hot, but she's put on a few pounds. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, But if I was never into Sarah Michelle Gellar. I would probably kill her.
Yeah, I
Marry
would agree
Liv
with that.
Tyler because she is the daughter of a rock star,
Yep.
and she's held up nicely, I think. And then I would probably bang Christy Swanson. That would, if you're gonna put me on
Yeah,
the spot, that's probably how
I
I would
would
roll.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, follow her on Twitter. Who? Which
Who?
one? Liv? Oh, Christy Swanson. I will do that. I don't know if I already am. I might already be. All right, inmates, I think we're going to go ahead and kill the feed. Thank you all very much
Thanks
again
for joining us.
We will see you next week. Hopefully, we'll
Yes.
have the whole
All three of us.
trifecta here. Other than that,